Hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to the Den Creative. For today's Pick a Card reading, we are going to be doing something a little bit different. This is going to be a new series on my channel called Spiritual Pep Talks, and it'll be something I do from time to time to give you a little pep talk or a little kick in the butt from your spirit guides, your angels, God, whomever it is that you are seeking the pep talk from. It can be from that crossed over loved one, spirit guide, whatever. These are great pick a cards if you're feeling lost or directionless in life or just kind of blah about things. These kind of give you maybe a little bit of inspiration or, like I said earlier, a kick in the pants. Let's go ahead and you can focus on group number 1, which is the camera, group number 2, which is the heartstone, or group number 3, which is the butterfly brooch. You can pick whichever pile or piles calls out to you most. You can have a different message from each one of your guides or a message from a guide and a crossed over loved one. This is your reading, so I'd like you to do it however you want. I will go ahead and give you guys a moment to decide, and you can skip to the timestamp below of the pile you selected. Alright, group number 1, or camera group. Let's go ahead and see what your guides, angels, a crossed over loved one, whomever it is that you wanted to hear from. Let's see what little pep talk they have for you today. And we're going to be doing 3 sets of 3 cards. We're going to go ahead and start with the Angel Dream Oracle cards. These ones are by Doreen Virtue and Melissa Virtue, if you're interested in picking those up. I'm just going to zoom in on them because we do have a bit of a glare going on and I just don't know how to help that. So we're just going to go with it and start your pep talk. So first you have the full moon, which is completion. So you may be coming to an end of a cycle in your life or the end of a project or a job or even a relationship. And maybe that's something that has happened already. That could be something that's on the horizon. Whatever this means for you, I feel like it has a sense of kind of that bittersweet feeling to you, and it's something that has a lot of happy memories associated with it or happy things that have happened for you, but there's that sadness of having to let this thing go or having to be done with this. And I just saw for somebody like the end of a sports team, like the season's over and now the team is, breaking up or going their separate ways, and you're going to kind of miss that camaraderie you had. Something like that. So you're coming to a completion of something, and it doesn't have to be bad. It's just something that you're going to miss having in your life, I think. But it's all for your highest good, so don't worry about that. And then you have here sensuality, and confidence. So I think for some of you, you just haven't been feeling your best. Maybe you just feel like your look could use some help, or you just feel blah in everything you own and all the makeup that you have and just the way you do your hair. And I feel like some of you, to kind of get out of that blah feeling, it would be fun for you to try a new hairstyle or get a haircut or get a fun new scarf or something like that to just put a little pep in your step. And then we do have the environment, playtime, enchantment, the fairies card here. So to me, that also kind of goes well with this confidence card. Maybe you've been really serious and just haven't been allowing yourself to have that fun and play. Maybe you've been working too much, and especially too with environment, it would be fun and beneficial for you to get out of your normal environment. If you're always cooped up in your house, maybe go outside for a nice walk. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're experiencing fall, so the change of season and the leaves are falling off the tree, and it's just a really beautiful time to walk outside, take a deep breath, and really breathe in that sense of change. The summer is over, we're coming to that completion, the leaves are falling off, and we are about to go into this hibernation. So this would be a great time to get out and enjoy that last little bit of warm weather if you're somewhere where it hasn't snowed yet, and just allow yourself to be and not be so busy. And then for your healing with the fairy oracle cards, and these ones are from Doreen Virtue as well, we have beauty, we have parenting and children, and we have family harmony. So this beauty card really does pair well, I think, with this card below it, the fire opal, about your confidence and just maybe changing your look up, or if you've let your self-care habits slide, get back into that self-care routine, because I think for you guys, it's very important to make sure you're taking the best care of yourself you can, because your health is your wealth. Your health is your happiness. If you don't have your health, you don't have wealth. Even if you have all the money in the world, if you don't have your health, you have nothing. And it's really hard to be happy when you don't feel your best and when you're not taking care of yourself the way you know you should. So really make an effort to put in more self-care. And even if you're just prettying yourself up for yourself, to feel more yourself, do it for yourself. Don't be doing things to look good for other people. That's not going to bring you any sort of long-term fulfillment. Make sure you're doing these things for yourself. And then you have here the parenting and children and the family harmony cards. So I think if you are a parent or you're wanting to become a parent, this is the time. Your family relationships, if they have been kind of rocky, are going to start evening out. If you've been having fights with your children, or if you're not a parent, having fights with your parents, or if you are a parent, you could be having fights with your parents or your children. I mean, whatever resonates, this is a general reading. You're coming into a time where these problems are going to be smoothing themselves out, and you're not going to be in such dire straits with people, fighting and bickering and all of that. You're going to come to this sense of camaraderie and happiness, and it's a really good time of year to be feeling that if you're watching this when I first post it, because we are coming into that fall season. You have Thanksgiving, then you have Christmas and holidays. There's just this sense of familyness and togetherness come fall and winter time. Then for your last 3 cards, we have magical messages from the fairies. And once again, these are from Doreen Virtue. And we have, pregnancy, affirmations, and whom do you need to forgive? And if you're somebody who's been struggling to get pregnant, or you're thinking about starting that family, with that family harmony card underneath here and that parenting and children card, this is a beautiful time for fertility. And if you're not wanting to create an actual child, maybe this is a project, or working with your family for a common goal, or I just saw someone like sprucing up their house, or decorating for Halloween or something like that. You're just really ripe with these beautiful times to spend with your family. And then you have the affirmations card here, and it says to lift up your thoughts and energy, and to attract what you desire, use positive affirmations. And I think everybody could use this kind of pep talk, because we all have that little ego sitting inside of our head, with the negative talk. So you guys would really benefit here now and in the near future by saying some affirmations. Write them down, record them, and play them back to yourself. Say them out loud. Whatever way you kind of can brainwash yourself to believe these beautiful things about yourself, about others, is a great thing to be doing. And then, whom do you need to forgive? And I think for a lot of you, you need to forgive yourself for I think a lot of you with that confidence card we had underneath here, you may be feeling like you're not enough, or you're not doing enough, or you're doing all these things, but you're not getting any reward out of it or any benefit. And those fruits of that labor are really going to start coming up, because you did have the pregnancy card. You're going to be very fertile with abundance coming up. If you haven't already been experiencing this, it's going to be something you're going to be starting to experience. So make sure you forgive yourself. And if there's someone in your life that you haven't forgiven, it's like weighing you down. You don't have to forget what they did to you, but if you can forgive them, that could really help you. Okay, so yeah, I think that's all the messages I'm getting for you guys. Group number 1, the camera group. I hope you liked this new little pep talk series. I hope to be doing these maybe once a month or so. Just something to help you kind of stay on your path, or what it is you need to know to live your best life, basically. So yeah, thank you guys again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really truly do hope to see you back at the Den Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 2. Here is the spiritual pep talk you are going to be receiving from a guide, a crossed over loved one, God, whoever it was that you decided you wanted to hear from. this is your message from them. And I have 3 sets of 3 cards that we're going to be examining and getting your pep talk from. First, we're going to be using the Angel Dreams Oracle cards, and these are by Doreen and Melissa Virtue. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just because that glare, I'm just going to try to make it so you guys can see better. So starting off, we have the Passion card with this red card here, Survival and Passion. And I think for that, you guys maybe have felt really dull in life. Like maybe things just don't have much meaning, or you've just been in survival mode, trying to pay bills, trying to get through the day, do all the things we need to do to get through the day. And you haven't been allowing yourself time to have that drive or passion to work on something or to do something that you desire. So your pep talk is you're going to start coming out of that survival mode and coming into this place of passion and drive and just fire within you, where you're going to be wanting to do things that maybe you've put on the back burner, or projects are going to come to you, or ideas are going to come to you that are just going to fill you with this sense of passion and desire. And that could even be in a relationship, or you may be meeting someone new if you're not in a relationship. And that could even be friendship, not just romantic. And then here we have the Selenite card, and this is spiritual activation and stimulation. So you guys may have been, if you know anything about ascension or raising your vibration or anything like that, this could just be you've had a really tough time of these ascension symptoms and ascension flu and all of that dark night of the soul stuff. It's because you're about to level up. If you haven't been feeling this already, you're being activated. You're downloading information from the universe, from guides, from angels, from your higher self that is going to help you level up spiritually. So if you haven't already been feeling this, it's coming. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's very beautiful. It's just sometimes very hard, especially if you've been stuck in that survival mode or that 3D life stuff that just happens and haven't been giving yourself time to work on your spiritual side or meditate or do any kind of spiritual practice that you normally do. Now's the time you're going to be getting back on that spiritual horse, so to speak, and really be feeling these activations. And I think if you've been having hardcore ascension symptoms, they're going to start leveling out because you have upgraded and now your body is used to all this energy and light that you are bringing into this physical 3D earth. And then you have the Summer card, so taking action, fruition, and intellect. So that pairs really well with this red card. You're going to be feeling like taking action. Maybe there was a project, like I said earlier, that you've had to put on the back burner just because life gets in the way of things. And you're going to find time now to bring these plans, these ideas, these projects into action, into fruition. And you're going to be using your intelligence to find the best way to go about that. Kind of that work smarter, not harder. But you're going to have this fuel behind you to take action in the things that is that you've been struggling to get off the ground. Maybe you want to start a business, but you've just been so busy working your day job that nothing's been happening. Or maybe you've been wanting to move or plan a move and, again, life just gets in the way and you haven't been able to do that. So now is the time you're going to start feeling that underlying fire burning within you to start taking action. So if things have been feeling stuck for you, they're definitely not going to be feeling that way for long. Get ready, buckle up, because you guys are in for a ride. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it in a very busy way, but just still, because you may be very busy coming up, make sure you don't let it consume you. Make sure you're taking time to spend time with your family or take time just to be alone and not do anything and just be a human being and not a human doing for a while. Okay, next we have the magical messages from the fairy oracle cards. And again, these are also from Doreen Virtue. And you have debt paid off, daughter, and travel. So I think some of you may have been worried about debts or just finances, how you're going to be able to afford something or to be able, maybe your car broke down and you're like, how are we going to be able to buy a new car or, a new to you car, a used car? And you're just trying to do all the math and budget and try to figure out how you're going to make this thing happen. And for a lot of you, it's going to be something that just kind of comes out of the blue, or money that just appears, or money you forgot you had in an account somewhere, or something like that. Something that's maybe going to surprise you. And it says the old weight and habit of debt is lifted from you and your life. So some of you may be paying off really old debts, like a mortgage or student loans or something like that, or old credit cards I'm seeing for some of you. They're going to be paid off, and you're just going to have this huge weight lifted off your shoulders, and you're going to be so happy about it. And then you have the daughter card here. So it says the answer to your question involves your daughter. So if you are someone's daughter, this could represent you. If you have a daughter, this could represent your actual daughter. This could represent, if you don't have children, a niece or a nephew. And I know it says daughter, but this could also be just the more feminine side of a male in your life. But to me, what I get from this, she's just so happy and go with the flow, and she just all smiles. So if you can embody this kind of daughter energy and just allow yourself to have some fun, things are really going to start happening for you guys. And then you also have the travel card. So an upcoming trip proves to be life-changing in positive ways. So maybe if you don't have a trip planned, and it doesn't have to be something extravagant across the country or in another country or anything like that. It could just be a trip across town. But if you don't have something planned, this card is kind of telling you, you may want to plan some sort of trip or little mini vacation so that you can feel this sense of newness. Because a lot of times when we stay in the same place all the time, we kind of get stuck in a loop in this stagnant energy, and we kind of get in this rut where things kind of become monotonous. And then with you guys having this, survival mode card underneath here, getting out of your natural environment, or the environment you're always in, is going to really help you get out of that rut. And then the last set of cards here, we have Healing with the Fairies Oracle cards, and these are also, once again, from Doreen Virtue. So you have New Opportunity, Honoring Your True Feelings, and Problem Resolved. So these all go really well together. Like I was saying, you guys have this opportunity now where things have been stuck. Things are all of a sudden moving forward for you, and be on the lookout for new opportunities, because they don't always come to you wrapped in a shiny gift wrap box. Sometimes they're on your periphery and not completely clear that they are an opportunity for you. So be open, be listening, be on the lookout for things that could be an opportunity for you. And then honoring your true feelings. So I think some of you have just been stifling who you really are, and just trying, like I keep going back to that, just trying to get through the day, just trying to get through the day. And you're coming out of that energy now, so you can actually ask yourself, what is it I want? What direction do I want to go in life? What is it I'm here to do? And you're going to be finding the answers from that. And one way to really figure out what this is to go into meditation. And I see she's sitting here doing something creative. It looks like she's crocheting some little doily type thing. So to me, that also could represent you doing some sort of creative thing to really get yourself in the flow or in the zone. Because sometimes when you're working on a creative project, you just kind of get in this flow state and your mind just wanders, and you kind of can trip over sometimes some really beautiful ideas or plans. So allow yourself to get into that flow state by doing something you love or going into meditation. And then you have here the Problem Resolved card. So I think this kind of goes back to that passion, that survival mode card. There's been an underlying, or sometimes maybe just like an in-your-face problem that's been going on in your life for some of you that is resolved. And you may still be feeling like, yeah, it's resolved, but I'm still feeling the effects of it. Or what if this person retaliates? Or what if? We can what if ourselves into the grave if we want. But this card is saying the problem is resolved. Even if it doesn't feel like it is, it's coming to a point where this thing, whatever this thing is, if it's something that's really big in your life or just something that's just kind of causing a little problem, like say a broken down washer or dryer or something like that. I don't know why that popped into my head, but there it is. Something small or something big, whatever the case may be, the problem is resolved, and you're going to be moving well on your way with that passion, that drive, and taking action on new endeavors and these new opportunities. You guys are going to be flying. So thank you so much for checking this out. I'd love to hear below what you thought. And as always, you guys, thanks again for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you back at the Done Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 3, or those of you that selected the butterfly brooch, let's see what pep talk your spirit guides, your crossed over loved ones, your angels have for you today. And we're going to be doing 3 groups of 3 cards. And we're going to be starting with the Angel Dreams Oracle deck by Doreen and Melissa Virtue. And you guys actually got an extra card, so there will be 4 cards in this round rather than just 3. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so that we can see, because this glare is not very cool. Okay, I hope that you guys can see that. So first off, we have food, so nourishment, relationships, and health. And I think for some of you, either one of these 3 things or all 3 of these things have been a struggle or trouble for you. Maybe you've fallen off the healthy food bandwagon, or maybe you just know in general you haven't been treating your body the best, and you've been thinking for some time that you need to have a healthier diet. And now is the time, you guys. Now is the time to make sure that you get all those nutrients and vitamins and everything in, because we are coming into, if you're watching this when I post it, we're coming into this fall and winter season where from September to April, everybody's just sick with a cold, a flu, a this, a that. So this is the time now, before this season really gets into high gear, to make sure you're packing your body full of nutrients and vitamins that are going to keep you as healthy as possible throughout this coming sick season. As you know, they call it the flu season, and it's like, when I was a kid, it used to be called fall or autumn, not flu season, but that's neither here nor there. And then for you guys also, you know, that ties really well into health. Just make sure you're doing what you need to do for your own health. If there's an appointment that you've been putting off, make sure you go and make that appointment, get it done, make sure everything is top notch. And relationships, if you haven't been putting the effort into relationships, whether it's friendships, parents, children, significant other, whatever that means for you, make sure you're putting in the effort and the time and letting these people know how much they mean to you. And then we have the blue card, communication and inner truth. And to me, this goes really well with silver, the goddess or insight card. These two really go hand in hand. You're going to be getting communication from spirit. You're going to be learning some things about your inner self, that higher self, your soul. Things that aren't external, they're more internal. And you may be finding these through dreams or meditations, and you're going to be getting that insight. You know, silver, to me, that's that highest, you know, above your crown chakra. That's just your soul star chakra is what I'm picking up for you guys. So you may have a very open, you know, from the throat chakra, which is that blue chakra, that communication. You're going to be opening that up. Maybe you're going to be having heart-to-heart conversations with friends or family. Maybe you're going to be having heart-to-heart conversations with yourself. But you're going to be gaining insight and maybe even some divinely inspired plans for a creative project or something you can implement in your life that's really going to change your life for the better. And then you do also have the premonition card with prophecy. So maybe you're having precognitive dreams or premonitions, or you're just sitting drinking coffee or something and you just get this flash that you need to call your grandmother or a friend, and you find out that something isn't right with that person, or you know, maybe they're struggling with their health, or they're not doing very well and they could really use a friend. Something like that. You're just going to be very intuitive and tapping into that inner knowledge and that insight. And you're going to be getting these premonitions in your life where, you know, it says prophecy. Maybe you're going to be predicting some world event that happens and you just feel like, okay, there's going to be this earthquake in this place. Like I always feel like there's going to just be this devastating earthquake in like the Oregon, Washington coast area, and I love that area personally, and to me it just feels so devastating if that happens, but I almost feel like it's going to happen soon, and if not soon, at least in my lifetime, where there's going to be devastation there. So maybe you'll have some sort of prophecy about that. Okay, so after that doom and gloom, sorry about that, we're going to go ahead and move into your message from the fairies oracle cards, and also these are by Doreen Virtue as well. So you have perfect timing, love life, and ask for what you want, and these go really well with what we've already been talking about. It is the perfect time to start making the changes that are going to benefit you in life. This is divinely guided. The fact that you're even watching this is something I'm getting right now. You need to take notes on this reading. You need to write down everything that occurs to you or what I'm talking about, because this could really change your life for the better. Even if you think, oh, who cares about, just getting more vitamins and stuff in my diet? But that could be the difference between, I won't say life or death, but it could be putting your body in such a way that the vibration's higher, so these ideas and premonitions that are coming to you are going to come easier if you're going to be fueling your vessel with the correct things. But whatever the case may be for you, I feel like a lot of you, this has to do with career too. Perfect timing. You're going to be right place, right time. You're going to overhear the right conversation or the right piece of advice, and things are really going to start going for you guys. And then here with the love life card, it said the basis of your question involves your romantic life, which is now changing for the better. So if you have been neglecting those relationships or just not putting in the effort that you know is due these people, you're going to be putting that effort in, and things are going to be blossoming in your love life. If you are single, maybe you're spending time with close friends and family and really letting these people know how much they mean to you, and you're really going to benefit from that because you're going to feel very loved and very involved and very important in someone's life at this time. So then you have the ask for what you want card. So I think a lot of you guys have trouble asking others for help, and maybe you've just been really bogged down, and that's why you've let your health slide or your nutrition slide or your relationships even. You're too afraid to feel like you're using someone because you're always needing advice from someone, or you need help from them or something. But don't ever be afraid to ask for what you want. And even if that's writing affirmations or asking your guides and angels to help you, because we do have free will, so they can't just intercede and take control of the wheel for us and do things for us. It's like that song, Jesus Take the Wheel. Jesus wasn't going to take the wheel until she asked for him to take the wheel. So however that resonates for you, make sure you're asking for what you want. Make sure you're asking for help if things feel overwhelming, even if that's just saying no, because sometimes all we want is to be left alone. So if you know you're just not in a headspace or an energy to be dealing with a bunch of people or a bunch of projects or a bunch of anything, make sure you're also saying no and telling people, hey, I would love to do this project, but I am swamped with other things. And that is a way of asking for what you want. If you just tell your truth, that inner truth card down here, let people know, communicate with people, I'm having a rough time, I just need some time, whatever the case may be for you. Just make sure you're letting people know and communicating your needs to others. And then last but not least, we have the Healing with the Fairies Oracle cards, and these are also by Doreen Virtue. Okay, so we have rise above problems, feeling safe, and moving forward fearlessly. So these pair really well with what's going on. I think you guys are on the verge of just major, beautiful, and beneficial life changes to where you're going to be feeling your best, like you're living your best life finally. And for a lot of you, I feel like it is finally, like you've been struggling to make changes in your life, and maybe you create these habits and then a month later you're already off the new habits and you're back to your old ways, and you're just like, oh, why can't I stick to this? Why can't I stick to that? And I think for a lot of you guys, it's because you try to implement too many changes at once, or you're focused on too many different things at once, and you really need to prioritize your life. So what's the 3 most important things to you? Write those down and make sure you're hitting on those 3 things every day to make improvements, because we can improve any area of our life at any given time. But if we try to improve every area of our life, you can't do it. It's just too hard. You're going to be rising above any kind of problems with getting unstuck or changing your life for the better. You're going to start getting there. And then here with the feeling safe card, in these changes you're making, in this communication you're doing in relationships, in this forward momentum you're gaining, you will be feeling safe. I think a lot of you are afraid of success, and you are the one usually that's holding yourself back. It's not external circumstances or other people, though it can be sometimes, but for the most part, I feel like you guys are the ones that are holding yourselves back from succeeding, and it's because you're more afraid of the success than the failure. And I have a feeling for a lot of you that's really going to resonate, because I'm kind of that same way, but I can feel those of you that are like that have selected this pile, because you need to learn that whatever it is that you're like self-sabotage. So you may have prominent planets in the 12th house. Well, really any planet. You may have any planet in the 12th house, and that is kind of the loss of something. So you may, and even hidden enemies. So a lot of times you can be your own hidden enemy, and you don't even realize you are your own worst enemy. I mean, I think on the surface you may realize that, because we all have that negative ego in our head talking our ear off a lot, but I think for you guys, a lot of times you don't even realize you're sabotaging yourself until it's too late, and you're like, oh, if I would have only gotten out of my own way, this thing would have been way better. Whatever the case may be for you. But you're going to be moving forward fearlessly, according to this card, and you're going to be finding that courage to rise above problems, change the things in your life that you know aren't working, or enhance relationships, communicate your inner truth, having premonitions about ways to improve your life and the lives of others. Even if it's something as simple as calling a loved one to let them know, hey, I'm thinking about you. It doesn't have to be some big miraculous catastrophe that you're having a premonition about. It can just be you're sensing someone needs a friend, and you're there right at the right time. Something as simple as that. It doesn't have to be crazy. So yeah, I think that's all I'm getting for you guys for your spiritual pep talk from your loved one that's crossed over, or a guide, or an angel, or whoever you wanted the message from. That is what they have to say for you, and I hope that it resonated, and I hope that you got something out of this. And go ahead and let me know below what you thought. And as always, you guys, thanks again for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you back at the Den Creative. All right, bye.